going on, guys? Welcome to the Casual Movie Fan, the show where we give you reviews and news of all the top movies. So today, I'm joined together with Zeb, and we are going to talk about Jurassic World. So, I'm sure everyone's seen the movie because this movie made, $300 million in one day?
Big bucks, man.
So, we're going to spoil the movie because, everyone's seen it.
It's not a spoiler anymore.
Yeah, really. So, let's see. The movie is supposed to take place at least 22 years after the events of the first movie, just like nowadays when the first movie came out. Now this movie came out about 22 years later, and John Hammond's dream has finally been
realized.
Yes, the park is open. And in the movie universe, it's been open for about 10 years, and every 2-3 years they unveil a new attraction, and then it's the everyone who's coming, it skyrockets every single time. But for some reason, they had the dumbest and most idiotic focus group come and say, "We want more, we want scarier." And for some reason, they decided, let's put together a T-Rex, a tree frog, raptor,
and a cuttlefish.
And who else knows a bunch of other stuff. And they made the Indominus Rex. Okay, let's start at the Indominus Rex. This is scary. There are 3 points there's 2 parts of this movie where this what I think I got from the tree frog, it's able to camouflage. And there's a scene where all these military guys are looking for it, and it just appears. Like, it doesn't just come out of the shadows. It's just there.
It's there the entire time. It's like, I'm sure that if you'd been paying attention, at the beginning of the scene where they're looking for it at that river, if you look close enough, you'll see it camouflaged there or something.
And I was scared. There's a point where you're just you didn't jump, you didn't do anything. You're just
oh man.
My shoulders dropped. Everything was just they're dead. These guys are gonna die. I know we just skipped a whole bunch. So, in the movie, Bryce Dallas Howard, who plays Claire, she's kind of the administrative head of the park. She's the person that kind of makes decisions for the CEO, who's never really there, and
status updates for him, yada yada yada.
Exactly. So, before the Indominus Rex can be unveiled to the public, the Indominus Rex has to be given an approval by Chris Pratt's character named Owen, who has been training raptors they're all on the same island, Isla Nublar. He's just on the other side training raptors. So the CEO guy is just hey, you have to go talk to Chris Pratt. He can evaluate the dinosaur, and then we can show him to the public. And lo and behold, Claire and Owen have history.
Wow.
Yeah, who didn't see that coming? So, now Chris Pratt, like I said, he's training these raptors, but it's not in I'm the Pokemon master, you're my Pokemon, whatever. It's more of just it's a partnership, it's an understanding, a respect that he says. And when you watch it, he does not have full control of these raptors. Oh. They try to kill him at one point. And
multiple points they try to kill him.
And then there's Vincent D'Onofrio, Kingpin himself. He's just oh, you have full control over these raptors. We need to militarize them, take them into war, blah, blah, blah. And it's just what is he seeing? I don't think he's seeing what we're seeing.
Yeah, no, he doesn't see that. And that's part of the thing is one of the biggest themes in the Jurassic Park films is man fails because of his own hubris, and in the belief that he's not just in control, but he's responsible for whatever. And so a lot of the characters have personal hubrises that cause them to fail. The Claire Danes, or not Claire Danes, whatever her name is. Is it Claire Danes?
I'm not sure what her last name is, but her name's Claire.
Claire, her character's flaw is that she thinks that she can fix everything.
Right.
When she can't. Loudman's character, the one that is obsessed with the raptors, not Chris Pratt.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio's character's flaw is that he thinks that he can use these creatures, and that these creatures are no more than tools instead of living organisms that are capable of thought. and even the boss of the park, what's his name? Like man.
Oh, I can't remember, but the Indian guy.
The Indian guy that owns the park. His flaw is that he thinks they can just throw money at something and it'll work, and so that's when he dies. That's him thinking that he can handle something on his own just because he paid for the,
And he's also
the
not
lessons.
And he's not even a greedy person. Like I remember the first time you see him, and he's talking to Bryce Dallas Howard. He's just like, how are the dinosaurs? And she's like, oh yeah, they're fine. People are coming to see him, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, how are the dinosaurs? Are they happy? Are they eating? Blah, blah, blah. So you kind of see that he cares, but you could tell he's also like, I can like you said, he could fix things with money. So, just like in Jurassic Park, it goes wrong. Because it's not fun. You don't want to watch Jurassic Park where it's just like a virtual tour and you just see these dinosaurs. It has to go wrong. And so, God. Oh, the Indominus Rex pretends it escapes.
Yeah, and then makes them come inside and open the door so that it can escape out the door.
Which I'm just like, there's no money in the world that you could make me
go in there.
Like, hey, don't worry, it's empty. No.
Here's my thing though. If it stayed inside, like they would know immediately that it stayed inside if they went, hey guys, did you see a big white dinosaur with a lot of teeth climb out of the cage?
That's what I'm saying. Like you have constant security when Lacey, stop. You have constant security walking around. I feel like you would have saw a giant lizard just crawling over the edge. So yeah, that was a little on the silly side. And then lucky for Chris Pratt that every time he went out looking for this dinosaur, he was always with an ethnic person, so he always got to live. Because there's one scene he goes out there with like a Mexican guy. He's like, oh, Pablo, you're dead.
Yeah, right. or the fat dude.
Yeah, the fat guy. Oh
no.
So yeah, things go amok. It gets out, and it's killing. It's not just like, oh, I'm hungry. It's killing for sport.
Right. That's where the Velociraptor thing comes in.
Lacey, come here. Stop. Lacey, come here. And so then, and you think like, oh, it's going to start killing all these other animals or dinosaurs. It doesn't just kill them. It communicates. It's telling them like, I don't know what it's saying, like wreak havoc on everything, but like, there's a scene where
this ain't Attack of the Super Monsters, Addison. It's not going out there and actually talking to them. Most of the time, it's like the two times that it really does that kind of like getting dinosaurs to attack people is the first time with the pterodons and stuff.
Yeah.
What it actually was doing, it didn't really know what was going on. It just burst into the big cage
and just yelled at them.
And then just screamed at them because it was like, hey, if I startle these guys, they'll go fly out there, and there's a big thing that's flying that's chasing me. Maybe they'll take care of it for me.
Yeah. And
it did. And then they just so happened also to fly into the visitor center and like attack all the people there.
Yeah. And it's funny because, a lot of people are saying that there's no magic in this movie. And this is the first thing you gotta know when you go see this movie, which I'm sure you all already have. This isn't Jurassic Park. It's not the first. It's a new thing. It's really just a monster movie. The Indominus Rex is a monster.
Huge.
And the thing is, like, there's one moment I did feel magic, and it's when Bryce Dallas Howard's nephews are coming to the park, and you finally go into the gates, and you have to think like, this is what Hammond wanted. He wanted families and people to come to this park and see dinosaurs. So you kind of felt like, good for him. Like this is awesome that he, a dream that went horribly wrong and killed a lot of people. It finally works. It's finally happening for him. So there's a little bit of magic, but yeah, it's not Jurassic Park. We've seen CGI creatures before, and that's kind of like the whole point of the movie. They're saying like people aren't interested in dinosaurs anymore, which I don't care. That's bull.
I will
That's
always
so
be.
bull.
I will always be a
Exactly.
dinosaur kid.
So the whole point of it's like, oh, they're not interested in dinosaurs anymore. So what do we have to do? We have to gene splice a new dinosaur, which is how you get the Indominus Rex.
Before we go into that real quick, you just mentioned something that makes me kind of upset. In the film, the two main characters are talking about, like, interest in dinosaurs, and why did you call it the Indominus Rex?
Yeah.
And it's like, because we wanted to name it something quick and catchy that kids could learn. And
something easy for them to say.
And then he was like, oh yeah, is that true? And he's like, yeah. Well, she was like, yeah. Well, you say, like, you know, it's one of the flying dinosaurs, something Terrana, blah blah blah.
Really long name.
And it was like, that's fair. But one of the things that I loved most about the first book, not the movie, the book, was that they talk about how kids are so into dinosaurs that a 4-year-old will be able to say Parasaurolophus while their mom doesn't know what the heck they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because, like, even now, I can name off, like, 30 different dinosaur names that are just kind of like, where'd you get that from? And it's true, because, like, if you're a kid that grew up with a bunch of dinosaur toys, you were starting to learn all of their names and stuff, and you really well. And so when she said, you know, kids don't know Indominus Rex, that makes me think of one of two things. Either they didn't really care about the old books, and they were just going off and making their own kind of thing, or it's talking about the fact that things have changed since the 90s and the 2000s.
Exactly.
And so kids really aren't that interested in that kind of stuff anymore. And so they don't know the words, don't know the names.
Yeah, and that's the whole overarching thing about the movie is like, hey, we've seen CGI before, but we're going to do CGI. They're going to try to do CGI in a new way. And there's that whole, like, mentality plays into inside the movie and outside the movie. So let's talk about the Raptors. So, like I said earlier, Chris Pratt has been training these Raptors to just not eat people on sight, to kind of work more as a team and a unit. And even at one point, he even refers to himself as the Alpha Raptor amongst these 4 other Raptors, with Blue, Echo,
Charlie,
and
there was one more.
I know I know their terms for like when you talk on a walkie-talkie and it's like in military or something. It's, you know, Charlie, Echo, Blue, whatever. So the scene where he's riding on the motorcycle with the Raptors, that is awesome. I don't care what anyone says. I know everyone's like, oh, Raptors can't be controlled, blah blah blah. When you watch the scene, you're just like, that is just awesome. Like, it honestly kind of jumps up there with like a classic movie moment. Just seeing Chris Pratt on a motorcycle with Raptors, absolutely loved it. It made me think of Pokemon for some reason. A bunch of Charmanders running around while you're on your mock bike going fast. Then the Indominus Rex is almost like I can't remember what the term for it is, but his genes are plot points almost. Like whenever a Rose, like when they were about to fight, when the Raptors are hunting down the Indominus Rex, then they realize, oh no, the Indominus Rex has Raptor genes, and that's how he's able to communicate with the other Raptors, which makes him turn on Chris Pratt and these other characters he was with while they were hunting down the Indominus Rex. So yeah, like years of training kind of goes down the drain when all these Raptors are killing people. And what I really applaud the director, Colin Trevorrow. He that entire scene was through these like night vision goggles, where you see like these the military guys walking around like looking around, and then you just see a raptor come out of nowhere.
Yeah, and jump on him.
And then you see another raptor jump on another guy. So it's all from the point of view of these military guys, and it's kind of scary because you're just like they're just like.
I just want to say the military, like, because they're like animal response or something like that is their name. It's not their actual name, but it's something similar to that. They were horribly disorganized. They did not act like an actual military unit at all, which is really sad. Because you'd think, this is one of my things, because they have so many contingencies for animals breaking loose and stuff like that, you'd think that their military would have contingencies and plans for certain things, such as, okay, the raptors got out. What do raptors like to do? Hunt in packs. They like to come out you from the sides. So, everyone pack up into groups of 4, looking in each different direction and call out whenever you see a raptor and shoot it. Instead, they were like running in every single direction and like, oh, raptors!
In their defense, they thought the raptors were on their side. They were not prepared.
Also, no. They were prepared because you know what? Before they saw the Indominus Rex, after the raptors were chasing them, they were like, as soon as you see the Indominus Rex, shoot it.
Yeah.
And then they get to that clearing and they're just like in awe of the fact that the raptors are talking to it for like 10 minutes straight. And so while I can go, yeah, all right, you can be like, what are the raptors doing for a minute? But that thing is right there.
It's hitting the fan. We gotta get
You
prepared.
gotta kill it. Like the second you see that the raptors are talking to it, you go, oh, bad.
Especially when they turn around, because they gave the raptors these GoPros, and it's pretty much just like a slow mo of them looking at the Indominus Rex, and then it just turning
it around.
You're like, oh god, no. So yeah, and actually, speaking of really bad military people, the beginning scene when the first group goes out looking for the Indominus Rex, they did a horrible job because they had an Asian guy, black guy, Mexican guy. It's a team of ethnics.
Oh,
that is
God.
a horrible idea. Like if you watch movies, you don't send a bunch of ethnic people. You send white people because they have a chance of coming back. So
God dang it.
It's true. It's sad to think about, but yeah, that's just how movies are. And of course, this is what you want to see. You want to see dinosaurs killing people. And I'm going to talk about something real quick. There's a scene where an assistant.
Yeah. She gets combo breakered the heck out of her. Like if this was like a fighter game, you would have like an announcer going like, double combo, triple combo, quadra combo, finisher, blah! Or something like that.
And it's overkill. Like they treat her like she was Vincent D'Onofrio's character, like a total evil person, because like
she just didn't care about the kids. That's all.
I wouldn't even say she didn't care. She was just very oblivious. And so like a pterodactyl picks her up when everything is hitting the fan. A pterodactyl comes up, picks her up, dunks her in the water like 1,000,000 times.
Right.
And then the Mosasaurus comes out of nowhere and then eats them. It's just like, dude,
it's pretty bad, man.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
You feel bad for her. So, yeah, Lacey, stop. I see you. Stop. So yeah, and that's the point of the movie. It's a fun monster movie watching people get killed by dinosaurs in the weirdest and most craziest ways. The Indominus Rex, even though it's an interesting name, and it's a really cool dinosaur. I'm not even gonna lie. It has longer arms. It's not like the T-Rex.
Yeah, that's the raptor arms.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
Like it's able to reach out and grab somebody, which.
Oh god, that part was just like, oh my god, that must have felt horrible.
And like, I know a lot of people were gonna complain about this movie because it looked like it was just all CG, which it wasn't. There were some animatronic moments where, like, when Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard's character, they find
the dying apatosaur or brontosaurus.
Yeah, and it's like that's real. That's an actual that's actual animatronics. Now I saw it in 3D.
Oof.
Yeah, so I couldn't tell. I remember looking. I was like, is that 3D or is that CGI or animatronics? I can't tell. Now I don't usually do 3D, but Zeb's brother, he actually built a replica Jeep from the first Jurassic Park movie. And at our local theater, he was able to get free tickets because he had it on display. It was really cool. So we got free 3D tickets, and I'm just like, that's awesome, thank you. Get it be 2D.
Yeah, I just really want 2D though.
Yeah, but anyways, free movie ticket. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, it was just kind of hard to tell. Like, it's hard to tell which was 2D and which was CGI and which one was animatronic. But yeah, I do think the dying dinosaurs were actually animatronic. So let's jump to the last 30 minutes.
I couldn't tell if I was in a Godzilla movie or not in that section.
Yeah,
like it just felt like, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it felt like a Godzilla film.
Which is a good thing.
Well, which can be a good thing.
Maybe like, not the last one, but...
Yeah, okay, yeah. No. Anyway, like, and that's one of my... I'm not going to say it's a problem with the film, but it's something that I wondered why they chose to do. They gave the dinosaurs really close to like human-like sentience.
Yeah.
Even the T-Rex.
They brought her back, by the way.
They brought her back. It was awesome. I love that part so much. But what I'm saying more is like they gave the animals not just like oh, you're my pack leader, I like you, or something like that. They give it like rational thought, which is a little bit farther than I think they should have gone. Granted, when the T-Rex looks at the raptor after defeating the Indominus Rex and then walks away, I think as like Anthony as his brother, of course, actually talked to me about this and was like, maybe that was more like the T-Rex is just, I am tired, don't screw with me, I'm going off, and then leaves, and the raptor's like, okay, fine, I'm not going to fuck with you, and then they go separate ways. That might have been what happened there.
And he on the T-Rex probably also remembered like, I got so many scars from your kind, I don't even want to deal with it right now.
Granted, during that fight, when the raptor actually jumped on the T-Rex
and
jumped on the Indominus Rex, I was like, oh, teamwork!
Oh, I loved it. And it really kind of was one of those, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what it was. It's just like, you know what, we work together, we're going to bump into each other again, I'll kill you next time.
Right.
Like you said, I'm tired, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. And that was so sad. Blue was the last raptor on the island.
The Indominus Rex kills the other 3 raptors because eventually they do kind of get back on Chris Pratt's side, and the Indominus Rex did not like that. Like he throws one on a grill, like or in a fire
pit, and it just explodes. It was so sad.
It was like, what was it made of oil or something?
I guess,
it just exploded. So yeah, after killing all 3 other raptors, which was really sad, Blue was a survivor, and they teamed up and. Yeah, they lured the Indominus Rex to the Mosasaurus pool, in which it just popped out of nowhere and just ate it. Ate it.
So
now, if I was them, I would have mixed the T-Rex with the Mosasaurus. That thing was huge.
Amphibious dinosaur, or something like that. Oh, that'd be scary.
No, T-Rex, Raptor, Mosasaurus, Pterodactyl. It can fly, it can swim, it can hunt.
It couldn't fly. It'd be too heavy. It'd be like tiny little arms, giant crocodile head, tiny little like wings, and and it could like jump really high or something like that.
It makes me think of the caterpillar from A Bug's Life. When it
I'm a beautiful butterfly.
And it just has these tiny little wings. And it's just trying its hardest to flap. That's the dinosaur I want to see. So yeah, crazy fight at the end. I had a lot of fun. I'll say it was a lot of fun. After watching Mad Max, it was a little bit lackluster because Mad Max was so awesome. But I loved it. I still loved it. I just wish, I just wish that there were still a ton of raptors on the island. Yeah.
Because that's something they didn't really resolve. Because at the end of the first one, it was like there are a bunch of raptors breeding on the island.
And like,
where are they?
There was a lot of there's a lot of fill in the gaps in between because it's almost like the movie kind of retcon Lost World and 3 in a way. So it's almost just like there's only Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, and there is a lot of like what happened in between. How did they get the T-Rex into the cage? Because that's how Bryce Dallas Howard opened a gate, and that's how the T-Rex came out to fight the Indominus Rex because it was in that cage. So you have to think like, oh, they probably sent in a team and they just shot the raptors and somehow lured the T-Rex into a cage. That's kind of the only thing I can really think of unless they decide to do a prequel in between of how they got the Jurassic World to go.
Yeah,
which
that doesn't really happen.
No,
I wouldn't mind a game. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, and there are some parts where it lends to a sequel. There are some things.
One of the main villains escapes.
Who was in the first?
Who was in the first one? Yeah.
What was his
Dr.
name?
Wu.
Dr. Wu.
Yeah.
Makes me think of Black Dynamite. Fiendish Dr. Wu.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's going to be a sequel, especially the fact that this movie is fast tracking to $1 billion, and it's only been in theaters for like a week and a half. Because this first week it made $300 million.
It did super
Mad Max just made that. Like, it just got to that point.
It's insane.
And now this previous weekend, it made another $100 million. This movie's gonna make a lot of money. Let's just say that, and it's gonna get a lot of sequels. So I can only.
It's Jurassic Park, all right? You can't really go wrong with that. Because while like a lot of kids are all like, dinosaurs, whatever. A lot of adults are like, oh my god, Jurassic Park, dinosaurs, yeah.
And I think one of the things that's really helping the movie is that it does have this kind of rewatchability. Like you go see it, you go tell your friends like, dude, dinosaurs are killing people. You gotta see this movie. And that's kind of what it is. And that friend tells another friend, and it's just one of those like chain of events where everyone's saying, go watch this movie. It's amazing. So
yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch this movie.
Yeah, really. I mean, I can't imagine who hasn't seen this movie yet, because almost $700 million. Someone's seen this movie. So, all right, guys, thank you for listening. That's our review of Jurassic World. I'm Addison.
And I'm Zeb.
See you later.